Hi there. In today's video, we're going to show the various settings in the game. There's nothing too exciting in here, so if you have already played with settings and profile to your satisfaction, it might be time to watch YouTube or something. Oh wait, you are watching YouTube. My bad. From the main game screen, you can go directly to game settings. Use the R1 button to advance and D-pad buttons to change things. By default, hide driver's hands is off, which means you see the driver's hands in first-person mode. I'll show you that in a bit. It's possible to use the imperial system for fuel and distance, but I prefer leaving the default of metric. And turning off repeated hints in the tutorial is a great idea since they can quickly get old. It's likely that you had to adjust brightness when you first installed the game, but you can adjust it here as well. The FOV, or field of view, for the cockpit view can be changed to be wider. The default is 80 degrees, but I change it to 130 so that I can see more of the interior in first-person view. You can zoom in using the left joystick, so you really don't lose anything with this setting. Next, on audio, I turn the music down, but that's just personal preference. I'll show you some of that coming up. I think event sounds are probably things like discovering a new watch point, and they tend to be a bit loud. I turn the engine volume down, unless it's a Kenworth, so that I can hear ambient sounds. Immersive mode removes all the heads-up display elements until you activate a menu or other controls during gameplay. It also removes some animations. Zone markers are visual indicators for objectives, challenges, or specific regions. Objective markers indicate the locations of current missions or tasks that players need to complete. If you are really good with cranes, you can turn off their menus. Force wheel input prompts will display prompts or notifications based on the specific controls associated with the steering wheel. I did have to look some of those up. The controller settings are typical ones for video games. I always have to invert the y-axis. The steering wheel settings are a bit beyond me, but the ones at the bottom allow you to set specific buttons for different gears if you have a steering wheel rig. From the game, you can hit the pause button and access settings, but also photo mode, in this case with square. I usually change depth of field span to get focus for objects in the distance. And free cam with the triangle is really cool once you get used to the controls. I can take a picture of the truck I was just using. Next is the codex. This is an excellent source of information and instruction on many aspects of the game and is worth spending some time with. The settings menu in-game is exactly the same as from the main menu screen. Here I have turned up the volume of in-game music. It's not bad. But when you leave the garage, it just kind of goes away. So I usually turn it down. Now the driver's hands. I'll turn it back to the default. This drives me a bit crazy. I left this part in because I almost flipped the 1700, but managed to recover. Now I turn off the hands, or rather turn on hiding the hands, reverse psychology, and I find it much more pleasant. Again, it's personal preference. Next, if you press the down button on the D-pad, you get to the profile screen. It took me a long time to discover this one, but you can see which contracts and tasks you have finished in each geography. The Trucks tab is great. It shows you all the trucks you own as well as where they are, even in storage. The Contests tab shows that I got gold in 3 Michigan contests, but there is a trick to it. First, start the contest, and then take the time to use map markers to identify all the places you need to go. Then examine the course carefully, paying attention to hazards and such. Head for the first marker, but don't reach it, and recover to the garage. This will disqualify you from the contest. Then leave the garage and go back to the starting point. Your map markers will still be there, and you can easily get a good time in the contest. Lastly, trophies are again something you might do if you want to completely, absolutely finish everything in the game. There are some interesting and challenging things you must do in order to get a trophy. Other times you are just awarded one during gameplay and you don't even know why. This video was a bit dry, but I wanted to cover these things in case you are interested. Thanks for watching.